What's up, guys? This is your boy Jay Corbett of Team Sanctum, and here today we're with. Introduce yourselves, people.
Xander.
Joe.
Michael.
And today we're just doing a little bit of talking about Yu-Gi-Oh stuff today, man. It's the first time we're doing this.
We're trying something new. We got a little podcast we're going to try and make for you guys.
Yeah, so on today's agenda, I think there's a couple things we want to talk about. One of them being what happened in a championship qualifier, like the whole zoo ordeal. All about like what our opinions about zoo is, and yeah, and if we think like other decks, what decks we think are probably gonna make it to Worlds and are going to be the shit when being played there.
Yeah, I mean, sadly the zoo dominance is continuing, and it looks like we're gonna have to deal with it even into the Link era. But you know, that's just what's going on. So let's
basically, just ideas of why certain decks kind of start to control metas. I think this is one of the best times to talk about that because obviously zoo kind of has been running rampant lately. But just to be able to talk before going to Nats, considering a lot of our, teams, a lot of our teammates, a lot of our players are going to Nats, including two of us here. So it's pretty cool to be able to, experience the meta at that high of a level.
Yeah. So, here's a question for, I would say probably for Michael. So, Michael, you tend to not want to play meta, but you create decks that are meant to counter the meta. So, what has been your whole case with Zodiacs?
Originally, I didn't mind them too much. The main deck I play is Crystons. They are really good at dodging targeting effects, so for the longest time, I didn't really see Zoo as much of a threat, and still have an okay matchup against them. But I've also recognized that that deck is just ridiculous, and in the near future in Link formats, I have a deck I want to play Zoo in, which is really weird for me because this will be the first time I've really ever played anything meta, but it's made the deck fun and a lot more viable, so.
Joe, what are your thoughts about Zoo running rampant in the meta?
Zodiac, it's funny how, Konami comes up with these decks that just seem to get better and better. You think Shadal's and, BA and Klee and, Necros, that kind of hit the top tier, and you're just like, okay, there's not going to be any better decks than this. So, back in Dragon Rulers, we were talking about that earlier today, actually, how, these tier 0 decks that just, freaking overtake the meta outrageously, and it's kind of funny to see how Konami just builds onto that pressure for Necros being broken, and then you're nothing can be built better, and then Pepe comes out and Draco Pals and all these decks that just run rampant and control the whole meta, and they have to create emergency ban lists just to hit them and hinder them before Nats is just all one deck. Zodiac come out and it's just it doesn't seem like it can get any better than this, and then True Draco come out, and the whole idea of one deck controlling the meta I personally in a way, because it creates players it makes players think of better ways to build that deck specifically, and kind of makes it more competitive in terms of there's not one deck that completely overruns another deck. Sure, dinos are very good against Zodiac, True Draco, most times, but the thing is when you have that deck that kind of overrules everything else, you just have one deck that's good against it, you have that deck play anti-cards against that deck, so Zodiac can kind of build against that matchup. And then the mirror match is just all skill based. It's just knowing if your opponents, if both players draw really well, it's kind of interesting to see the poker faces they use, and the thoughts and the plays, the way they outplay their opponents. Something as simple as when you would normal summon a high speed, not Tekatomborg, but the other one,
Terratop.
Terra Top, when you
Rip
like,
in
you would,
pieces.
you would yeah, right, R.I.P.
That's so
But
sad.
you would normal a Terra Top just to like out the Dryden, and then like you normal Terra Top effect, like you get your Tekatomborg or whatever, or you'd special it, get your Tekatomborg, and you special Tekatomborg, and then like you'd attack with one to out the Dryden, and it's like. That's such a simple play, but really the complexity of it to like win the duel is outrageous. And I think the fact that sure, this one deck kind of like it puts itself in many other decks and like runs the meta. It sucks because it makes players have to just go towards that one deck, but also at the same time it introduces more skill and like more outplays in the deck itself. So I kind of like it personally. It's really fun to kind of watch.
So, before we go too much further, someone get in the duel with me so we got something to show people.
Well, I'm about
Jay's
to host it right now. I'm about to host it right now.
I
Just,
got one up.
They got one up. Then what's your?
It's Exiled Raptors. Game name is Sanctum.
You're gonna have to spell that for me, dog.
Just look
You
for
don't know how to spell
Sanctum.
Sanctum? It's her
No,
team
you
name.
look
I mean,
it.
come
You
on.
just search it. You just search it. Like you just look for it in the middle.
I'm advanced
column.
unrated. I'm
Yeah.
the third one down.
You just look for it in the middle column. That's all you got to do.
See the one that just says Sanctum? Just hop in there. But I do have a word to say about the skill of Zoo players because, there is a lot of it. It's just so much autopilot. Because I've never touched the Zoo deck, but I could tell you the Norden combo by heart because everyone's seen it a million times. But I was playing against Ken at Card Academy, which is one of the locals that I go to. Because I go to two of them. And I had totally forgotten the fact that he had already used his Invoker, and we both cleared each other's board about 3 times, and we're in turn like 8, which is incredibly late for a meta match. I'm playing True King Dinos, and I summon an Evil Zor, Dolka. And he comes out and specials Terra Top and baited one of my negates. He had I totally fell for it. I bit it. Because he had just a straight face, and he acted like it was the end of the world when he lost.
Yeah, it's no. I mean, that's the thing is like people do realize how straightforward the Zoo combo is like when it first came out. Obviously, it's like normal rat, overlay borrow. If you wanted to like dodge a certain hand trap effect like Ghost Over, overlay Tiger Mortar, detach, summon the rat, detach, add the rat back, and like generic plays like that are really obvious, and it's kind of funny to like you said, it's on autopilot. It's easily on autopilot. But then like you get into now where like Rat's at 2 and I think that's all that's. I mean, Norden gets banned, but like whoever thought of like the fusion sub combo, it took thought. Like it actually took them a thought for a sec to think this fusion substitute card is actually kind of good, and like this sheep can add it, and sheep is a beast warrior that can be added by. It's funny like how it all worked out. It's really kind of interesting to be like who thought of that first and who brought it up, and really who changed the whole meta off of just that one idea, that one card, that that one of sheep and 2 of fusion sub put into your deck to make a draw 3 combo that was just easy as crap. Like it's just funny to like see the change in a meta off of 2 cards, off of sheep and fusion sub, and then the change right back off of a ban of Norden. Like literally hit Norden and Zodiac have to change the whole outlook of their deck.
But once Ness comes out, don't they get it back?
Once what?
Ness, Elder Entity Ness?
No,
it's a contact
Ness,
fusion.
Ness is different. Ness requires a fusion, an Xyz and a Synchro. And
I thought it was the same as...
No! God, no! It's an annoyingly different card.
But I mean, it's really cool to think about. But it's also really cool to think about players that make other decks better. For instance, our guy Jay here. I mean, Jay, tell him what you run and what you topped with at a regional.
So the funny thing is, a lot of people when they hear what this deck is, they're gonna be like, like how did you top with that deck? So what I topped with was with Dark Magicians. Dark Magicians is considered.
No. Why?
That's why I topped with them.
Why did you top
so
them?
Because...
Be honest.
All right, I'll be honest.
You're good. You're a good player.
Oh, yeah.
That's obvious.
We love you.
But No, like you are a good player, but like a big reason, a big part, I should say, of why you got that invite or that top so high, like a 24. You know, top 24 is pretty good. That's not bad. But like, why you got 24? Was it right?
Well, I got 19th.
19th, yeah. So top 20, yeah. Sorry, top 20 is pretty good. You know, you got 19th, and what was the biggest reason you got 19th, Jay?
Reason nobody reads fucking cards. Like no one read Eternal Soul, dude.
Exactly, and that's what's so funny is that what
Jay.
determines. Well, no, but like, come on, man. Nobody read that card. Some dude had an MST in his hand and did not destroy it.
No, I'm saying come on, because he's hitting me with True King of all calamities in the fun duel. Bro, what the fuck? Come on.
But like, it's so true though. It's so funny how like, okay, this card just basically won you a duel, and this dude had MST in his hand and he didn't know how to use it. Like apparently, like MST negates continuous spells and traps. Like he got to realize that, you know, like it stops those plays. Like that's kind of obvious.
More importantly, the side effect of
He
destroying
has
Eternal
made
Soul,
a True
man.
King of all calamities sandwich.
But
Right.
no, but that's the thing is like, it's so funny how like Jay is a great player. That's the problem too. Like we're not just we just mess with him all the time. But like for him to realize like just because a player doesn't read a card, it just downs them. It just makes them a little bit less. Like that's the reason that player didn't get 19th and Jay did, because they just did not read cards. Like it's your fault as the player to like read the card and to like make the decision on how you change the duel based on that card that your opponent's playing. Whether or not you negate it, whether or not you destroy it, whether or not you continue to allow it to happen. And that's what changes a duelist in general, in my opinion, versus, you know, other ways. So it's kind of cool to like see stuff like that.
Like here's my thing about like people not wanting to read cards and them just going like, oh, just give me the simple effect. Like does it just basically do what MST does or what? Like, bro, read the card, because good players will not tell you the rest of the card.
Hell
They just tell you if it does that or not. And then after that, whatever else happens, that's your fault for not reading the card.
Exactly. That's why I always say RTFC. Just read the fucking card. I mean, it's blunt and it's mean, but it's true. Like, you have to read the card. You have to understand what your opponent's playing, and that's why, like, people who hate Zoo and people who hate the deck and be like, oh, sweet, I'm gonna, you know, start out at Nationals at the top 100 tables, and I'm gonna play nothing but Zoo. Like, Jay, as a Dark Magician player, he's like, I'm just gonna play straight Zoo. This is gonna suck. They're just gonna do the combo. If Jay knows Zodiac and knows how they play, he'll know where to stop it. He'll know where to end the combo. He'll know when to play what cards against. He'll know when to play Ash, you know? He'll know when to play Eternal Soul. That's the whole point of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not only knowing your deck, but learning your opponent's deck too. So...
And learning how to make a delicious True King of all calamities sandwich. You guys need to be in here to see this.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while since I've been on Dueling Book, man. Like, I'm trying my hardest to, like... Hold up, let me fix this up, man. Let me fix this up. Like, I'm having a hard time.
I just got a scoop because I'm playing a fun deck, man. I can't out-teach True King of all calamities.
So I have another topic I wanted to talk about. I wanted to bring up in this. Who all thinks of I want opinions from you guys on the Jesus of Yu-Gi-Oh, the Billy Break coming back. I really want some opinions on this. I know Xander kind of has some say about this.
I thought you were gonna go for Yu-Gi No when we heard Yu-Gi-Oh Jesus, man. But I mean,
no, the man who came back after 3. That man.
Was it 3 days he was banned?
Yes, that's why they call him the Jesus.
Exactly 3.
Oh
It was
my
actually
god.
3.
Well, I mean, you know,
There we go.
I'm glad that he got unbanned, but I understand why he got banned in the first place is because people selling wins is rampant right now.
It is. That is very true. But like at the same time, like I know some people who maybe so not sold wins, but like just gave their opponent the W because technically speaking, it is their choice. It is the opponent's choice to give them the W and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna win because I feel like I don't have a point in keeping it and stuff like that. So,
I did that. At the
I'm not gonna
last
say any
regional.
names. I'm I'm not gonna exactly like I'm not gonna say any names, but it's like it is your choice to be like, okay, you know what? Like it's the way that Billy said it, where he was like, you know, well, we dueled and then she beat me, but she gave me the win because I needed more points for like rolls. Like the way you say that, it's like, okay, you just dueled and she actually beat you, but she just gave you the win. It's like that's legitimately like just wrong in a sense. But if like you gave her, you know, you give the actual excuse or the understanding of, well, we dueled and we dueled after she gave me the win. She gave me the slip and said, you know, you can have the win, and then we just had a fun duel afterwards. That's a lot different. It's, you know, it's the player's choice to like go up and say, you know what, I don't feel like playing anymore, so I'm going to drop. You can have the win, and it's completely legal to do that. It's completely okay to say, you know what, I drop. But the way it happened and everything, obviously, it was kind of wrong. Personally, I feel Billy is a great player, and I think that he should still have the chance to go to Worlds through all the struggle that he did. So.
I agree with you on that. I've personally talked with both Jackie and Billy when I was up at the YCS Pittsburgh, and what I can thoroughly say is that they are like the most positive people in this community that I have like encountered, besides like the people at Bargain Box and some other people. Yeah, they are one of them. They are like positive
100%.
people, and I love it. Like they're but this whole situation, it all came down to like how Billy worded everything. Like he shouldn't have worded it like, "Oh, she gave me the win after she beat me." Like he shouldn't have worded it that way. He should have been like, just let you guys know, like she gave me the win before we did it. We had a fun duel. Like there would have been nothing wrong with that. But like he's very jokey in his videos, and like I completely understand why like somebody like misinterpreted what he said and made it seem like, oh, that Jackie just gave him the win because it's like, oh, we want the great Billy Break to go to Worlds so that he can beat Shunsuke and bring home the trophy to America.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but still, it's a good thing they got it cleared up, but yeah.
It's good that it got cleared up, obviously. But like my whole idea on it, like I said, obviously, you know, I think it's true that it's not a huge deal when it comes down to it. Like Billy should have his chance. He's a great player. He's worked so hard for it through the season, and for him to just get a ban like that right before Nats kind of sucks. Because I guarantee he'll be at Nats. You know, if he's not banned, that's a guarantee. Like he's gonna be there. He's gonna try to show up at, you know, how good of a duelist he is. I mean, he is. He's a great duelist. He knows what he's doing, and it's like for instance, Jeff Jones. Like Jeff Jones and Billy Break have a completely different play style. One's really jokey and funny and like laughter and like knows what everybody's gonna do and like talks about it the whole time. And then Jeff is just completely silent. Like if you ever watch Jeff play, he is completely quiet. He doesn't say a word. He maybe does sometimes, rarely though. And it's just like they're both amazing players though, but their play style is completely opposite, and that's the thing that kind of like changes it, is that whole poker face idea. Billy's poker face is being on top of things and laughing about things and having a great time, while Jeff's poker face is like, look, I'm gonna duel you and you're not gonna know what one thing I'm reacting to, because that's just how I play. And I think it kind of changes the duelist in multiple ways. It's cool to kind of watch. I love the idea of it and everything. So
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of people that you run into, they just, especially when you get to the higher tables, they just mean mug the whole game.
Oh, no, dude. Let me tell you about my experience being at the top tables first time ever, dude. I went up the top tables. I'm excited as like hell. Like, I'm all positive. I'm like, yo, what's up, people? How y'all doing? Da-da-da. I get glared at by like everybody, and then there's this one kid.
Yo, did you see me? I activated draw.
One kid, like I was shuffling his deck, and like he's like, "Bro, why are you looking at my cards?" And I'm like, "I'm not. Like, I'm dead serious. Not like the cards were like face down. I couldn't actually see his cards." And he's like, "Bro, why are you looking at my cards?" And I was just like, "Fuck it. I guess I'm looking away." And like they'll find any reason or like thing to be able to just get you in trouble. Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah. The guy that I got my win off of, I was freaking out. This was the last match of the Indianapolis Regional, and I was 2 minutes and 50 seconds late to the last match. I turned around, saw my opponent, sat down, and threw my deck at him when it turned to 2:59. The judge looked at the clock, looked at the opponent, shrugged his shoulders, and he just had to accept that I got there in time. And he was just staring me down the entire game with this evil look. Like, the game is great and terrible at the same time. You can meet some of the nicest people that just want to talk about their love of this, anime card game and just having fun together, hanging out with friends. Or you can run into people that take this way too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I can agree with you on that one.
Speaking of anime card games, has anyone else here watched the anime yet?
Of the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Haven't gotten a chance yet,
I
unfortunately.
told it before it came out. This is just Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds all over again. You can smell it.
So are they introducing links into this anime?
Oh yeah.
They've already, yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
link some in like the second episode, but they come out and they're like, alright, so it's not turbo duels, it's speed duels! It's not synchro summoning, it's link summoning! They're trying to recapture the magic of the 5Ds era because that's since the original, 5Ds has been their most popular, best ratings.
So, what is your opinion on like the main character? What's his name? Yusaku?
Yusaku something. I mean, he's really kind of a blank slate. His whole thing is that he's lost his memory. They talk about that in like the first episode. And you can see them sort of establishing some tropes with him. Like, there's a couple times where he'll talk to someone and he'll start listing off reasons when he explains why he does or doesn't do something. And he'll say 1 blank, 2 blank, 3 blank. So they're establishing him as being very analytical and, like focused and down to earth, I guess.
I mean, it almost seems as if like you're making it sound like this new character. He's more intelligent than most of the protagonists, except for like.
I mean, he is a master hacker.
Yeah, but he feels like you say. Cool,
Yeah, I could see it.
straightforward. Like, there's so many parallels between 5Ds, it's not even funny. Like, Go Onizuka, the main rival, feels like they took Jack Atlas and Crow and mashed them together. They took everything competitive about Jack and then Crow's aspect of loving little kids, and here you go. Here's our antagonist.
That's interesting. I haven't watched the animes for a while, I can honestly say, which kind of, sucks. We all know I don't get into anime here, but...
Oh, we know, man, we know.
But, I mean, even Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's an anime that I watched as a kid, and I like the original. I haven't watched the new one, but I do want to bring in the fact that since it is bringing in links, what are the opinions on links then in this group here? What are some opinions that we have of links?
I mean, we can go one by one. We can start with Xander, what his thoughts on it is.
For sure.
Alright, well, I mean, in terms of a mechanic, I feel like it is going to be good for the game short term, very bad in the long term. Because it's going to promote a lot of thought, but it's going to get to a point where it's just, people are just going to keep shitting out the same shit. It's going to turn cookie cutter like it has with everything else. We're going to get the equivalent of, Dino Rabbit and Lynx, and I'm going to say within the first year we're going to get that Link deck that just accidentally takes over everything. And there's not really going to be anything we can do about it.
Yeah.
Real quick question for you, Zach.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video on YouTube about the summoning 6 quasars in 1 turn in Lynx?
I have not. Why? I don't even want to think about
It's
that.
2 of each of the 3 forms of Quasar, and I saw it, and it's for OCG because like Super Poly is featured because the opponent Super Poly's his whole board away for a 5-headed dragon at the end. But it is hilarious because it's like everyone's saying, "Oh, Links are the big slowdown of Yu-Gi-Oh! No more spam decks."
No.
6 Quasars.
I remember back before Links came out, everyone was speculating, but we were going to go to 1,200 life points, and the extract was going to bump up to 20.
12,000. 12,000,
Yeah, 12,000. Shit, start a game with 1,200 life points. I attack for game with Celtic Guardian! No!
It could be fun, like as a one-off.
Oh
like,
my god.
joke tool.
Yeah. Speed duel.
Freaking, like, you're not allowed to play anything with more than 500 attack points.
Yeah. So Jay, what's your opinion?
Opinion on Links is like, I'm going to fucking love Links, dude. Like, everyone's complaining, going like, oh, this ruins the whole plan of pendulums. This ruins the whole everything else. But dude, like, like, as soon as I came back into this game and I saw where this game was going, how high speed, how building a turn 1 board could either make it or break that you win that game. That's like our buddy Jossie has said. He said like that's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like back and forth, actual playing, actual thinking, rather than just being like, well, put me on idle pilot, time to put my jetpack on, and time to build this board.
Something I totally missed is, like, you're right. Pendulums are getting, wow, destroyed.
And like, there have been videos put up by OCG people showing like, oh, some pendulum decks aren't dying, but those are like the new one, like this new one, Zark Magicians. They're not dying in OCG.
Oh, really?
I've seen videos. Oh my god, they're playing like Zark, like combinations like Zark Zoo and all this stuff, and I'm just like, wow, like the one pendulum deck that's not dying.
I mean, and then see, here's the kick in the teeth is it was supposed to come as a structure deck to us because that's how they got it in OCG, but they instead took it and made it a box.
Because it's all about the money at the end of the day.
Co-money.
It's all about the money, man.
I know. You're right.
Yeah, and going back to like what I'm saying about Links, man. Links is, and plus it's an interesting way of summoning. It's taking the idea of synchros, but it's just like
it's contact fusion though.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, by the way, what?
And I like that, man.
Yeah,
it's an interesting concept. The archetypes that are coming out are interesting, like Gokis, which are basically like wrestling monsters, which I'm a big wrestling fan. So
nah, you and I are going to be fighting over polls.
Oh my god, it's going to be crazy. But yeah, so my opinion on Link, I think we needed Link to slow where this game was going down. There was too many decks coming out that had turn 1 boards that are insane that you can't beat over, and then people just get upset with each other and tell other people, well, you should get money and buy like the big, like, important decks that are like tier 1, tier 0. And if you can't, well, fuck you.
Are you guys playing right now?
Well, Jay hasn't played a card yet.
Okay, I was wondering because we just came in to spectate the match, and I'm like,
yeah, no, we've done like a total of 2 games while talking.
Oh wait, I thought I picked to go second. Oh well.
No, you picked. Is it my turn? Oh no, shit! It's my turn. All right, never mind. Excuse me. Number summons effects. Nobody saw shit.
You're in the wrong phase. You're in standby phase. You should be in main phase.
Sue me.
But okay, so I'll just I'll put out my.
Go ahead, Joe.
What the hell are you guys playing?
Oh, I am playing my favorite deck in the entire world. Who rules the duels? Who's the master of faster? That's right, me, Jack Atlas.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay, so anyway, my idea on Links, I'll just start up here. So my idea on Links is basically this. So you go into a duel and you have the autopilot like you guys were talking about, or like the ideal plays of decks, or the as you would say, the meta ways to play meta, like Zodiacs or different things. I feel like Link honestly brings not only variety, like Jay was saying, like it opens up decks like to be more like played more, things like that. But I think it also brings another level of competitiveness to like the scene. So, for instance, if you like the whole idea of like scapegoat, like I mean, my secret scapegoats like went from like $1, $2 a piece to like 7s or 8s a piece, because the card is going to be broken. Or like Gofu will be a good card that will like kind of be played a little bit more before it gets hit. Like the ban list, I feel like we're going to have more emergency ban lists maybe because simply Konami isn't going to know what to hit right away. They're going to have to see how the meta rolls. But I feel like decks, like there will be so much more variety when links come out. Like the meta will shift into a degree of like, sure there's going to be Zodiac there and stuff, but there's also going to be like synchro decks or like way more synchro decks, or some people will just like sit back and play Cosmo, or some people will be able to play like artifacts in a lot, implement artifacts so much into decks, and some people.
Sanctum coming out.
Yeah, we have the reprint Sanctum coming out, which will just make it more, which just makes it possible for being hit. But like when it comes down to it, Link format brings another level of competitiveness that I think Yu-Gi-Oh has not seen in a while. And like I'm talking like back in GOAT days. Like people wonder why people play GOAT, and this is a really good like thing to bring up in terms of Link. The reason people play GOAT is because it seems so simple, yet the complexity of it is like how you play. Like you make the game complex just by like player priority and like running certain plays and making things like both players, like the mirror match of a GOAT, like a GOAT mirror match is one of the most fun things to do because you know your opponent's deck, and if you're a good player, you'll realize why you have to make a certain play compared to another. With Link, I feel like people are going to have to learn so many decks if they're going to want to play in Link format at all. Like, it's just like, if you're going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to play Zodiac, True Draco still with Link because, I don't really have to go into the extra deck except for one extra deck monster, was the Zodiac monster. It's like, sure, play that. But when some dude makes, like, triple Quasar on you because his Link deck is a Synchro deck that you thought nothing of, like Level Eater, you don't know what Level Eater does, that's your own fault. That's your own damn fault because you don't know what a card like Level Eater can do in this kind of format. Like, just multiple summoning monsters of the original deck. It will become very popular, and I think Pendulum, like Jay said, Pendulum will still be played. Like, you don't really need more than 3 back row unless you're playing Chainburn, and God forbid if you play Chainburn, you're a horrible fucking person.
Oh, on the aspect of Chainburn, can we talk about Trickstars?
But to finish it off, Link I think will be competitive and fun, and yeah, Trickstars are going to be iffy, but I think Link will be competitive, it'll be fun, it'll be unique, and it'll allow the meta of Yu-Gi-Oh to be super diverse and like tons of different ways, and it'll be interesting to see what people come up with and how many people like bandwagon other players. Like, I really want to see when Link comes out, like the first day that Link becomes prominent in the meta, because we all know like that first set that comes out is going to make Link isn't just going to be like when Pendulum came out, where like people were like, okay, Pendulums, this is a really good deck, but it's not quite there yet. We need more cards to come out like Cleese. Okay, fine. We'll wait a little bit. No, Link, when it comes out, you either have to fucking play it to get to your extra deck, or B, have to play a no extra deck deck.
Which means
Monarchs or True Draco or Artifacts or Cosmo. And like, really, those decks won't be very prominent when people are making like triple of this monster against you in like one turn because Scapegoat's apart.
I feel like Blue Eyes and Dark Magician are going to come back too.
I feel like Dark Magician will definitely come back. Blue Eyes, I still think they need a little bit more support. I understand they have a lot of really good cards, but they still like depend on their extra deck a little bit. Like their dodge plays and stuff can't really like. It can and can be like, good. It depends on the situation. I feel like Pot of Desires will kind of come back as a prominent card. Really kind of turboing decks will be big. But yeah, it'll bring another level. It's really cool to kind of see it coming out of the gates. But like I said, the main players to watch are like the players like Jeff Jones, Billy Brake, I don't know, trying to think of other players if you guys think of any, but like just those big players like Jackie Burnell and players like that, where you watch them play and how they play. Like Link they'll play the same, but like the ideas that they will come up with will be outrageous and it'll be fun to watch. And people wonder why Lawn Mowing got hit. It's because it got hit for a good reason. Everybody think that card getting hit was pointless, but trust me, when Links come out, Lawn Mowing would be a broken fucking card.
Yeah.
That card would be dumb as hell. Like you run like 3 Felice and 3 Wolf, and you activate Lawn Mowing, and you basically just get free Links, and it's dumb. It's really dumb, and your hands won't be as bricky because Links are a thing. You have a Lawn Mowing that summons 5 monsters. Your board isn't just randomly filled with a bunch of level 4 monsters. It's filled with Links. You use 2 of them to make a Link 2, and then you make like 2 extra deck monsters off that, and then you just you didn't even normal summon yet, So there's a good reason that card got hit. I think that card would be broken in Link format personally. But Michael, I know you have an interesting deck to kind of look into when Links come out. What about that?
Yeah, man, Michael, what's your whole idea about Links? Like,
At first, I was like, Links are the worst thing ever to me because I am a big fan of spam decks. Specifically, I am a big fan of synchros. And I was just like crying in my soup when I saw Links was like extra monster zone and stuff. However, I have come to find a new deck in Links called Volets. They are amazing. I cannot wait for them to come out, and someone needs to put them online so I can play them on Dueling Book or Dev Pro.
I completely agree with you there. They need to implement those cards in early so people can seriously
Real quick,
get some play time in
Xander,
with them.
do I get the effect or not?
Why don't while you talk, I'll duel Joseph.
Okay, I'll quit.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard of Bullets, I strongly suggest checking them out. And earlier I mentioned wanting to play Zoo in something. I'm planning on playing Zoo in Bullets because everyone knows Zoo only uses 1 extra deck slot. But what a lot of people aren't recognizing is the big Emerald play that everyone used to make can be converted into a 2-card Link 4. And so I can, on my first turn, make my Viral Load Dragon, and then set my Quick Play spell in Volets that lets me special summon a Volet from deck. So now on my opponent's turn, not only do I have my 3k beater that has an effect that your opponent can't respond to, that also takes control of monsters at battles, but I can also target my own monster with his effect and get this non-targeting effect out of it from one of the Volets, popping themselves from their effect when they're targeted by a Link. And I'm like, this is a really fun deck. Also, I'm really looking forward to Magibullets. There we go. I almost said Volets. And so originally I thought it was going to be the worst format I've experienced since I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been playing since the beginning, though not competitively. However, I'm really looking forward to the future. Unfortunately, I have to wait till the end of the year before I get my Volets and can be happy. But online dueling sites really need to get up to date on decks, because I think Dueling Book's the only one that without downloading a mod has Links, and they only have the original batch of Links, I think, so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have all of the main Links from the first set, at least.
Yeah.
So what's that, like the Decode Talker?
Topological Bomber Dragon.
Is Encode Talker in that first set?
No.
Okay, yeah, so...
I think Encode Talker has not actually been announced for release yet.
If you guys watch the anime, you'd know.
Yeah, I was not expecting Encode Talker to appear.
Yeah, every episode he does this thing where, because everyone knows the moment the main character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets below 1,000 life points, it's time for them to win!
Hey, they added new ones then.
Means Xander's not wrong.
Yeah, no, watching 5Ds, it became, alright, Yusei had a threshold of below 500, it's like, okay, Yusei wins now. Yusei only ever lost if they took him from 2k or above straight to 0.
So Decode Talker's the main Link monster for the main character, right?
No.
No, he's not?
Fireball Dragon is.
That's the broken card. Okay, let me get
Yeah,
that.
Firewall Dragon is like...
Yeah. Also, Encode Talker Zen. I don't know
Oh.
when they added it, but there's like 2 new links I don't recognize on here since last time I looked at their list of link monsters. Encode Talker and Benial Sorceress, which I've not seen at all yet.
I don't know. So, right now, Joseph and I are dueling... we're using 2 meta decks to try and just give an example for anyone that doesn't know. I'm using True King Dinosaurs, and Joseph, you're using Zodiac, right?
Zodiac, True Draco, yeah.
Yeah, so this is essentially what the game has devolved into. Is I'm going to spend my entire turn making a board. I'm going to say pass turn, and unless he's got the exact perfect card, I've already won because I've stopped his Ghost Dash.
Yep.
Essentially, the game has, like he said, devolved down to like, man, if I can build this big ass board and he can't do nothing, I'm gonna win.
It's a first turn. It's a first turn meta, and I mean, I think they try to bring Ghost Dash in to kind of like edit that, and it doesn't really like it doesn't affect as much as you think. But I wanted to talk really quick about the Firewall Dragon is the one where people are finding out wanting 2-card combos that makes triple of this, and it says during the player's turn you can target monsters on the field and/or in any graveyard up to the number of monsters in a mutual link with this card. Return them to the hand. This effect can only be used once per turn while this card is face up on the field. If a monster at this card's link point is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. So this card is actually pretty busted, and the reason is because the one thing right here where it says while this card is face up on the, this effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. If you have 3 of these, you can use its effect 3 times.
Yeah,
it's not.
The worst thing is it can bounce itself to re-summon another copy to use its effect again.
Yeah, it's in like see, people think like, oh well, link format's not going to be as busted, like it's a good, like blah 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 blah. Like when you make triple Firewall Dragon first turn, and it's there's triple Firewall Dragon, it's only a 2-card combo. That probably means that you have 3 cards somewhere else on the field, either set or in your hand or doing other plays that just add to the chaos that you just made. And it's like that's where people think like, oh well, links are just going to make things slow. It's not really going to be as quick. It's not going to be as effective, and draw cards are kind of broken, but it's going to take a lot to get them out and stuff. Like, no, Firewall Dragon, it says link monsters, minimum of 2 monsters. So let me see, a Scapegoat can make 2 of these? Is that what I'm seeing?
No. So it's minimum of 2 monsters, but you need 4 monsters or 2 monsters plus a link 2 to make it. You need a total number of monsters / link values to add up to their link value.
Yeah, so it still holds the, it's like I said, it's updated synchro summoning.
Yeah, I got you. So you can use tokens too. Holy yeah. See, I go to like look at the Firewall.
Wait, Firewall can use tokens? Fuck.
Yes.
It's 2 monsters.
Token Topological Bomber Dragon.
Because some of them say non-token monsters, and that like gives me hope. And then I go, what was I thinking? Having hope.
It's like they've edited a lot of the talk about like, well, can this card be used or can this card be used? I don't know if you guys have been seeing that a lot, but like, can Scapegoat be used? And once they announce like, yes,
Darkness approaches.
It's like, okay, well, sorry, they said tokens. They said tokens can be used for links. As soon as you say that, boom, the whole place flips out. The market goes crazy because all these cards that make tokens are just busted as crap. And it's like, it's done. There's no chance for any of it. Wow. You know what I would have drawn?
See, like he's not even gonna bother finishing out the hand because I was just going to. My end game of this board would have been True King of all calamities, Evil Zorlagia, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and a Doggeron.
Yeah.
There's just no getting around that, because I can book him, I can negate any one spell, trap, or summon that I want, and I can make all of his Zodiac monsters dead. The game's just too powerful. Like, this is the deck I got my invite with. It's also the deck that our friend Mitchell, who sadly he couldn't be here because he's still working.
He'll be in another episode.
Yeah, we'll get him on later. But he also got his invite playing True King Dinosaurs, and we.
I got mine through Metal Foe Ariadne. So it was a way back when Zodiac.
Terrifying deck.
Well, and like Zodiac weren't prominent then, so it was kind of easier then, I think, personally. But at the same time, I'm not going to Nats for specific reasons. So, but no, I mean, and also like for instance, right here, here's a really good card to like talk about. Max C getting hit to 1. It really, I thought that was a bad idea personally. Like it changed the meta in terms of allowing players to play more. Like Maxi is a good card for a reason because it stops players' plays or it makes them think about their plays more. And that's just kind of like...
Yeah, the Maxi challenge.
Yeah. And it's like when you take away Maxi, that just takes away another out to possibly like kind of, you know, changing things around and things like that. So...
Yeah. Alright, so... I feel like we should, we're getting close to the stopping point. It's like 10:11. Joe, you got work tomorrow, and Michael, you got work tomorrow, right, man?
Yeah.
One last thing before we head on that. It's just be one last topic, and then we'll... So, what are your thoughts on, and it's just like a quick thing, what are your guys' thoughts on being innovative in the game? Like, doing something that no one else has done and then like doing it in a duel, like doing something that has not been seen on YouTube by anybody, because I've always heard people say like, oh, just look up combo videos on YouTube to learn how to play a deck, and it's like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of was made for like people to figure stuff out on their own. Like, what if someone wants to play this deck and they came up with a cool combo for it? But like in terms of like competitive and like other people will say like, oh, it's bad because no one plays it.
Yeah.
Like, what are your guys' thoughts on being like innovative in the game? Like Joe, you were talking about some like cool like tech cards that you could throw in, but it's like other people in the meta would be like, no, those cards are so bad. Like, why would you play that?
Okay, so like a really good card that I think personally that is not played nearly enough. It was played for a little while in the meta. Is Lullaby of an Obedience.
Oh.
And the reason here is because Xander, what he just built, that 5-card board.
Yeah.
He built that board and he still had an extra 1 or 2 cards in his hand. If that card was Lullaby of Obedience, that card for 2,000 life points then becomes Maxi.
Yeah, it turns into whatever you want out of the opponent's deck. And
exactly.
In a mirror match, it's disgusting. But something real quick, if you want to talk about originality, Jay, I've got a game up in the traditional unrated. You never dueled my Buster Blade or Metal foes, so let's show people some originality while we talk about this. It's stupid, but it works sometimes. But yeah, like
sometimes.
So look, Buster, they could have made this archetype great if they had changed one thing. If the Buster Blade or the Destruction Sword Master monster said this card's treated as Buster Blade or while in the hand, field, or grave, then it would be searchable and summonable by the same Buster Whelp, which means you would have combos. However, it's not.
It's kind of like Spy Gal.
Yeah.
So basically, show off like one of the plays that you can like do with this, man.
Okay, so first off, we're gonna activate Ignite Reload, and we are gonna dump Kieran back into the deck. Because I have
Whoa.
I haven't touched this deck in months, okay? And besides,
that's another, yeah.
That I said we're in the unrated, so we're gonna go top of the deck. Then we're gonna
real
shuffle.
quick, I'm sorry, but I gotta head out. So
It's totally cool. We're wrapping up after this.
yeah.
We're wrapping up after this, Michael. Man, you get some sleep, buddy.
All right.
See you guys around. Hope I can be back for the next episode.
No problem.
Bye.
Of course. Glad to have you. Catch you later. All right.
Gotcha.
So.
But yeah. So this whole I've actually been wondering about this deck since you talked about it the first time.
You want to come watch the duel and I'll explain it as we play?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So. Normal Summon Buster Whelp. His effect lets me add any Destruction Sword card to my hand. Now I actually have a halfway decent opening hand, so we're gonna get in here. And we're going to add the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword to my hand. So now, we tribute this little guy, and he will special summon Buster Blader from my hand. Now, I equip Buster Blader with the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, which I can do that from my hand, and when I do that, My opponent cannot touch their extra deck. However, that's not the goal here. So now we are going to special summon him from being equipped and sync for 8. Which summons out, of course, the Buster Dragon. And the effect of Buster Dragon then special summons Buster Blader from the graveyard. And now, just because I can, I'm going to activate Vector Pendulum Drake Overlord and pass my turn.
Alright.
Now, during your standby phase, I can activate the effect of Buster Dragon and equip Dragon Buster Sword onto Buster Blader. Once again, locking you out of your extra deck.
So I'm locked out of my extra deck now?
You are locked out of your extra deck.
Dang, that is actually...
And every monster you summon is a dragon, and Buster Blader gets swole.
So he gets swole as fuck.
So if I had one more card in my hand, the fusion spell, I would have been able to immediately Buster Lock. Which, what that is the fusion spell is a quick play that can be used, that can use monsters from your hand, field, or your field. And with Buster Dragon turning every monster into a dragon, and the fusion requirements of the Buster Blader fusion monster just being Buster Blader and one dragon monster, I can send any monster you summon to the graveyard to special summon out my Buster Blader. And now, things are going to get really dumb. So we normal summon the Buster Whelp, and his effect activates. And I add to my hand Destruction Sword Infusion. And now we are gonna... No, that's not what I want. We're gonna summon this guy, use his effect, to summon him. Now we're gonna sync for 7 to 8. And we're gonna summon another Buster Dragon. And effective one Buster Dragon is gonna special summon out his Buster Blader. And we can't actually, because in the old version of the deck, I had Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss left in, so I would then sync with this level 1 and that guy into Abyss. But now we're just going to activate that. And summon him. And he gains 1,000 for every Dragon-type monster you control or in your graveyard, so he's now 3,800. And does Piercing.
There you go. Damn. Okay, that's actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just give this up to you, man. Like, you probably got me right here.
Oh.
But that's the thing, it's like see decks like this that people don't think about, because that's what's funny too, is like you just drew the main Buster Blader combo. Like, what if you even drew more Metal Foes with it and like made more plays and stuff? Like, Metal Foes only really take like 2 cards to kind of like go and do their thing sometimes. I mean, Metal Foes was always a fun deck with me because I liked Shaddolls, because the fusion aspect of things, like being able to quick play fusion and stuff. But like decks that run, you know, spicy, like as people say, spicy tech and stuff like that, or like that hinder like meta decks, it's really cool to see them played, but it sucks to only see like them top every once in a while. It really does, because like you said, like having one, like if the wording in a card was just slightly different, how much better the deck would be.
Oh yeah, because this guy right here, Buster Blader, the Destruction Sword Master, it becomes Buster Blader while on field or in graveyard. If it said field, hand, or graveyard, it would be, it'd let you run 6 copies of Buster Blader, and he'd be searchable, and you can summon him.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, if that were the case, this would probably be a tier 1 deck.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it'd still be a 3-card combo, but with the amount of draw power you can throw in, because keep in mind the Buster Whelps are level 1 Dragon-type tuners with less than 1,000 attack, so their cards are constant targets. You can run, everything can run Pot of Desires now, so you could run triple Pot of Desires, 6 copies of Buster Blader, 6 of the Whelps, 3 copies of Destruction Sword Infusion, and all the Destruction Sword cards float too. You can bring them back from the graveyard by sending another card from your hand to the grave.
That's just too good, man.
Yeah.
But again, hey man, again, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Xander, for like taking the time out today for us to do this very first episode of what should we call this?
Yeah, just the Team Sanctum podcast will do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that or like Yu-Gi-Oh talk or something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Work in progress. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, give us some ideas.
And let us know other decks you want us to try.
Or talk or discussions like
Yeah.
talk ideas and things like that, like things you guys want to hear.
Yeah, man. Don't just be sure you guys just leave a comment down below. Be sure you like the video, share this, show people what we're talking about, and be sure to subscribe to us for more content, more videos. Heck, if we get enough likes on this video, we might do another one, or we will do another one, no matter what.
Hopefully, whether you like it or not, you're getting more Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, ideas of it too, like doing it in actual videos of it too, stuff like that. You know, it doesn't always have to be just us talking and like showing duels and stuff. You know, we could talk in real life and do actual GOAT duels and things like that and have fun with it. You know, it's all about the viewers. It's all about having fun with the content that we put out for you guys.
Exactly. So again, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Xander, for just doing this out here with us. Thanks, Michael, for being here with us too. And yeah, we're gonna call it a night here, man. Hopefully we'll get to do this again.
Peace out.